trying to be very respectful to everybody because they deserve it.
Why?
Let me say that. No, because you deserve it. But let me say this. I don't think Washington understands how ticked off we truly are. Think about the conversation that we're having right now. You brought up the single-payer system, emulating Canada. You know, we're looking at a president that just gave $20 billion to Argentina. Mm-hmm. We're hearing about or witnessing what I consider to be a retribution tour. And even though to some degree I don't blame him because of how people went after him, still it appears to be counterproductive. We're listening to this kind of stuff while a young man walked up to the microphone and said that he had to leave here to go and work on DoorDash to help pay for his daughter's tuition. Meanwhile, everybody up here getting paid. But he ain't. This is this kind of stuff right here. That's how you know, and I'm not accusing any of you directly or personally of feeling this way. I'm just talking about the apparatus that is Washington, the nation's capital. This is why you have so many Americans, excuse my language, so pissed off at Washington. Because somehow, some way you get to have these conversations, engage in specific elements of it to talk about what we need to do to get things better. Our debt is $37.8 trillion. Somehow, some way, the taxpayer's been paying this, been throwing money, because we all look at our check, and it's been going to the government. And somehow, some way, you're supposed to be doing something constructive and productive enough to make sure that we don't have that kind of deficit. It isn't happening. A government shutdown is going on right now. A man has to work on DoorDash when he's really an air traffic controller that we applauded. And we're up here talking about how much some money is going to cost, and the only person that don't have a check coming is him. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take a break. All right. Do y'all know that she sponsored 37 pieces of legislation? That includes bills, resolutions, amendments, etc. Stuff like Free Speech Act of 2025, Swift Vote Act, Clear ID Act, Abortion Care Awareness, Higher Credit Act. According to Congress.gov, Jasmine Crockett has co-sponsored 831 pieces of legislation. Bills, resolutions, amendments. 10 have become law. Congratulations. That's what I'm talking about. Don't we need to hear more about that? As opposed to saying the president's a piece of shit? Don't we need to hear about what you're doing? I didn't say you didn't do anything. I said, don't we need to hear about it? Don't we need to know your record so you can swing for the fences with the best of them? That's all. We see Ted Cruz and Senator Cornyn and Representative Tripp Roy, who's about to be on this show, talking more about the issues than her. That's not to say she's not doing. I'm saying we should know what she's doing, as opposed to how she feels about the president, because who the hell don't know that? But I'm wrong. You got to be kidding me. I think that he is an individual that is so judgmental of other people that he is allergic to mirrors. I'm quite sure you never took money from anybody, huh? I certainly have. The only money I've ever gotten from anybody are jobs I worked. But I don't know your history, so I'm not going to go there. What I do know is this. First of all, never mention me and that other individual who everybody knows I despise in the same breath. I'm nothing like him. Secondly, Bakari Sellers is right about my lack of depth. My issue is, why are you acting like I act like I have that depth? Sports is my thing. Politics is what I observe. Not to the degree that you do. But what Bakari Sellers needs to recognize is, why don't you tell what the truth is? Why don't you speak about the level of resentment that you really, really have? That the American people are more willing to listen to somebody like me or the others that you mentioned rather than you. You know my number. You could have reached me a long time ago. We could have had discussions a long time ago. The only time you ever reached out to anybody is when you wanted to sell your book. So it doesn't matter to me what you've accomplished. It doesn't matter to me how intelligent you are. It doesn't matter to me how knowledgeable you are, because nobody wants to listen to you, because your intent and your disposition and your default position is to attack personally people you don't even know. A charlatan? That implies I'm a fraud. How am I fraudulent? My work speaks for itself. I've been doing this for years. And SiriusXM wanting to come to me, I got news for you. CNN will want me before they want you, and you work there. Teach us. If you're right, we'll listen to you. And instead of me calling you out on the airways, what I do instead is sit on the air and say, hey, this makes perfect sense, man. Bakari Sellers is right. Just like I've said, others are right. On the left and the right. You bought and paid for on one side. Don't even want to hear what the other has to say. But you talking about me. Sit your ass down.
You ever wondered why I didn't get fired? Kiss my ass twice. I knew you go to them parties, but no, sir. I don't want to kiss your ass. Maybe kick your ass, but not kiss it. But I didn't say I wanted you fired. At least answer the question of why your punk ass was at those colleges. But I think by your silence, we already know why you was at those colleges and high schools. So, you know, but I think you got a little kahunas now, so you got your own show. So I think you go over there and try to act black. But Stephen A., we know you're going to call the police, so shut up. Just because you're not on your network, that don't mean you can start talking brazen and black. We saw you box. You can't fight. So just shut up, you know. I think Jalen Rose is a better announcer than you. He has credentials. He went to school. He has many years in the game, and he played the game. You just a punk. So, you know, just because you get loud and you go over on your own show. See how I'm talking to you right now? I'm in the airport. Everybody around looking, and I'm just talking to you like an adult. You're a poser, Stephen A. Smith. You don't know shit about basketball. You've watched the game, and when you played the game, you sucked more than you say I did. So, you just an all-around poser, and you need to just gracefully bow out. This media game is moving away from loudmouth wannabes that just talk sports in a disrespectful way. You don't know the grind. You don't know basketball terminology. You don't know how to play. You don't know shit. You just know how to lower guys' contract, you know, like you did Kyrie, in my opinion, and a lot of other players. So, yeah, you'll find the next black guy that's about to be up for contract, and you'll start talking shit about him. So, Stephen A., shut up. Nobody wants to hear you talk on your show or no show. Kwame Brown. Kwame Brown. My brother. I think you have created a monster. A lot of people don't remember, you know, that, after years of being silent, that Kwame Brown, you know, went off on a lot of people, and one of those people was Stephen A. And Kwame Brown's talked so much shit to Stephen A. that I think Stephen A. took Kwame Brown up on his word. He went and got him a show. He went out and started talking about politics, got away from sports like Kwame Brown was suggesting a little bit. So I think, me personally, I think that Stephen A. Smith owed Kwame Brown a little bit of money. You need to cut him a check. Because that man talked so much shit to him that he went out and actually did what he said. And now, these days, they hating on Stephen A. because he has dipped his toe into the political realm. I'm not a big Stephen A. fan. You know, I don't like how he discourages black men in sports and lets the white men get a little bit of pass, especially if he knows them. But I can't knock the hustle. That man has carved himself his own little lane. And he's carved it out in a field that a lot of people are jealous and hating on him for. So it looks like Kwame Brown, in the end,
You done that man a good favor. You're a good dude for that. You're a good man. Cut that man a check, Stephen A. He talks you a game. He talked you a game. That man talked you a game. And you took the ball and ran with it. For real. Shout out to Kwame Brown.